Chile here with Sirius Talis Moon, and we are 2 meters from the lunar eclipse with Uranus squaring the eclipse. Moon is on Deneb Algedi. I'm actually, other than holding a Chalcedonian iolite, I'm not doing a talisman. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, ascendant ruled by Mars, Moon is kind of like we are a meter from an eclipse. Moon with Rahu, although it's a lovely, Moon Deneb Algedi, ascendant ruled by Mars, and midheaven ruled by the sun. So it's kind of like, well, the luminaries are very strong, and it's an eclipse. So I don't know. Should I? And Mercury is conjoining the sun here in the 11th house. Um, you know what? I will try and highlight for this Deneb Algedi. Although Chalcedony is the stone, but I'll try it. And we're gonna call on Deneb Algedi. Okay, so there's this highlight, um, and I don't know why I'm gonna use the cinnamon. It's not the herb for Deneb Algedi. So cinnamon and highlight. Why not consecrate a Chalcedony? And I have actually the theme for consecration. Deneb Algedi invocation. O Deneb Algedi, judicial point of the goat, guardian of the tail and the star of the righteous decree, I call upon your ancient stabilizing light, anchor justice, order, and truth within the space, fortify my walls against malice, envy, and the chaotic meddling of the outside world, or internal one. Lend me your authority to govern my life with integrity, discipline, and calm resolve. Persevere my home in safety, home in me, in my body, my loved ones, and a physical home in safety and freedom. Guard my threshold from harm and steady the flow of rightful abundance. As above, so below, let your bound be set, and may it be for humanity. So, I'll try. And definitely we have moon, moon Rao in the fourth, deep blue candles, protective salt or water. Have some water. As weird as it is, and I can see what Sun is next to Jupiter. The spirit of showing up. It's kind of like, oh, this is what I have. I wasn't sure if I'm going to do it. I'll just show up with what I have. Deneb Algedi loves water, so I'm going to consecrate this bottle of water here. Has some rose quartz in it. Um, and I have some consecrated Deneb Algedi materia. I do have some food. I'm gonna consecrate the fish, which is I'm gonna consecrate 1 pack of my food. Um, as the food supports the nervous system, it sprouts, and there is actually a kosher stamp on it. I'm gonna do one for protection from religious abuse, or protection from ritual abuse, or abolishing ritual abuse. It's actually on, I don't know how to say it in English. It's a dish that is actually Middle Eastern, or Greek even. So, canned food, and of course, the water cups. Um, yeah, this is basically the consecration. Again, we are before an eclipse. Not the best time, not the best mood, but the mood is perfect. But normally I wouldn't, like, if I was to, let's say, I don't want to say I wouldn't go commercial with this, because there could be people that will. Okay, like if one of my colleagues is doing one for commercial use, then it's granted that they have been in this, not just business, but endeavor for way more years than me, and there are additional factors that they see. Um, so I'm just basing on kind of like the very basis for fixed star uh, talismans. Okay, I just want to make that clear, because there may be other people that are doing talismans now, even though we're a day before eclipse and 2 meters from Rahu, midheaven Jupiter. With Jupiter, I noticed that with Jupiter, the talismans that I get is the showing up. It's kind of like I'm showing up. This is what I have. This is what I tend to. And midheaven next to Jupiter. Again, Mars is in the 9th house. Mercury and Sun in the 11th house. Jupiter on the midheaven. Moon in the 4th house. So Deneb Algedi guiding us, basically setting the boundaries when it comes to spirit and matter in our ancestry. So it's also for ancestry that had ritual abuse or trafficking in them, to basically discontinue that, so that the teeth of the children will no longer rot, and those children whose teeth already rot, then hopefully to fix that issue as well. Um, Saturn in the 6th house. Yes, ascendant ruled by a malefic, midheaven ruled by the sun, which is day chart can be a little bit more problematic with Mars, but then Moon Deneb Algedi, which is what we consecrate. So I might also, with the spirit of the unification of the sects, um, call upon that. Now here is another thing that I may consecrate. We're gonna have moon hour in 17 minutes. But then I'm going to have the midheaven too close to Ketu. Oh, I'm going to have to wait a little more now. Then I'll get had Chalcedony, had Iolite. This is something I'm wondering about. Because 20 minutes, the midheaven is just going to be so close to. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it an hour forward. an hour forward. Okay, it's gonna be right on the IC, but with Rahu, nope, 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 nope. Um, and I don't want it to get to the. I don't want to midheaven to get to the 20th degree. So for some folks, we might have a moon hour. Now, indeed, Mercury is with Ketu. If I take it 30 minutes forward, we're gonna have the midheaven right on the brink of. Um, I'm not saying not to consecrate a talisman, but the midheaven is going to be way closer to Ketu, meaning the ice is going to be way closer to Rahu. Um, and we're going to be having the 22 degree within the consecration window of the talisman. So pros and cons. Some 22s can prevent 22 type of activities. So I'm not saying no, but there's an eclipse in the middle, so which kind of like risky behavior. Um, do I want to consecrate a bracelet? Yeah, why not? This one. And I consecrate it in the water. I baptize it mainly, but without but without the patriarchal notion of that. Anyway, safeguard the water. I'm actually gonna put it on right away. It's fresh, is what I'm saying. Now I have another Deneb Algedi bracelet. Um, yeah, sitting pretty right next to the foam out one. Anything here? Perhaps my lepidolite. I don't know. A moon one. It's not that cold for. Helidor is a beryl, so it's more foam out. But I did have an obsidian, a snowflake obsidian, which is more grounding. Then there is a lapidolite, which is a nervous system balance type of thing, and I think that's going to be the last consecration today. Now, of course, it's asking for it a moldavite. What's more, moldavite a meter before an eclipse, baptized in the water. Now, sitting in a mall, in an area at the dining area, with a box of sprouts and this gevulde, how do you say like giffen? It's basically some leaves of giffen, I don't know. So, yes, my moldavite is fairly consecrated. Rita Deneb Algedi kind of stuff. And I have my lepidolite. I like an actual Casadoni. Now, nothing like a moldavite to consecrate on the Deneb Algedi with moon next to Rahu a day before an eclipse. I wouldn't necessarily prescribe to try this at home, is what I'm saying. And indeed, I'm not at home right now. I'm in a public place. So, yeah, that's what I have for this consecration. Venus is in the background in the 12th. It's not a Venus hour. It's a Mercury hour. Mercury in the 11th with the Sun. Sun ruling Ketu. Let's see, folks. Again, not a prescriptive, kind of like I didn't know if I would do it, but if I do it, at least have a couple of consecrated stuff. Um, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna consecrate money. I'm going to inscribe on it um, and put it back in the wallet. Because why not? And I think that this is the journey of consecration as fairly pretty much ended for, at least for now. Yes, the moon is a degree after Deneb Algedi, still close enough. Normally we would want the moon applying to Deneb Algedi, which is another consideration. But this is an unusual type of consecration. Again, we have Uranus squaring the eclipse today or tonight. And perhaps, maybe, is there something more to consecrate here? Let's see. Think not. Maybe this one. Oh. How about a Campo del Sole? It's a tiny one, but no, some other day. Oh, where do you know? No. So, נראה לי שנפגשנו. Thank you. Another thing that happened to me is somebody asked for a donation after I saw Only Men at the bus station, and I was like, wait, where are the women? Did you murder them? Where are the women? And I told them, listen, you gotta fix that part so that people can donate you. So this is how honoring the feminine takes precedence over wealth distribution, because this is what brings us the wealth. Okay, I cannot pollute the water and then how should I say that? I cannot pollute the water and then expect for people to have, let's say, water to feed the children. And polluting, and before the physical water is polluted, we basically see dishonoring of the feminine, namely the infants, and then of course caregivers and so on and so forth. Now this is kind of like a boundary setting or reality check on the culture that wants to eliminate women or to put them in the house. I said, well, much more important is to prevent, let's say, Holocaust or exile, which is prevented by honoring the feminine. So it's a unique Deneb Algedi, and I said we're gonna be seeing Deneb Algedi differently. We're gonna be doing Deneb Algedi differently. And again, I'm not saying that my way of dealing with the things I saw was the absolute truth, but it's definitely trying something new. It's definitely changing our, let's say, perspective or responses from what was done or what was traditional. Okay, so that the teeth of the children will no longer rot, We need to understand what do we want to keep or even bring back from tradition, and what do we want to actually let go of or dissolve. Um, for example, if I see a group of men sitting around a table and ask myself, איפה אנשים? איפה אנשים? מה קורה כשאין נשים? אני אגיד לכם מהיהודים מה קורה כשאין נשים. כשאנשים היו בבית אצל היהודים, היהודים גורשו מפה ומפה ומפה ומפה. זה מה שהיה. So I had to say the same sentence in several languages. You see a couple of folks, Arabs, I don't know if Christian or Muslim, think in this area they're Muslim. They sit around a table, no women. And I say, well, with the Jews, what happened was exile. I didn't want to say Holocaust because it's too sensitive. But it's also true.